to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And as you can see, it's time to go back to the theater. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a movie that came out, a couple weeks back. And I finally am getting the chance to check this one out. I wanted to see it because of some of the people that were in it. My review of the 2018 heist drama, Widows, coming up now. A group of thieves' robbery is botched by an explosion causing their deaths. The men's wives are distraught. Soon, however, the politician whose the husband stole from comes calling and threatens Veronica, the leader of the group's wife, for his $2 million back. Veronica decides the money to get the other wives of the robbers involved. The women come up with a plan on how they can get the money and save their lives. So what did I think of Widows? I thought it's a well-made heist film. One of the biggest things to know about the film for casual moviegoers is to not expect a whole lot of action here. There certainly is some, and what's there is pretty cool, including a thrilling chase scene, and things can be rather violent too. But I've heard a lot of audiences had expected a little more than they got. The heist itself is a rather quick one too, and takes place in the final act. Most of the movie is more of planning the heist and trying to figure out how they're going to pull this job off, rather than seeing it being pulled off. It's interesting seeing the characters coming up with and going through a to-do list, including things like buying guns and getting a van for the operation. Of course, problems arise both during their planning as well as during the heist, which can make things pretty tense. At a certain point in the film, I wondered if they were going to go a certain way with it, and they do. I'm still not sure if I like the twist that the movie pulls, but things start to get quite predictable afterwards, and there's also a scene or two that's very awkward. Widows can also feel slow at times, especially when it goes back to dealing with the politicians who are involved in the story and are corrupt on both sides. Surprisingly, I did genuinely laugh out loud at some points, as there is some good humor sprinkled in every now and then. Where the film really shines is its characters and performances. Some of the characters get a little more backstory than others, but I felt the quick setup we get introducing the couples is done pretty well. Some of the women have some really rough family lives, and we really feel for them throughout. I also like the fact that some of these group members aren't really friends and have a tough time getting along. The villains are also threatening and torture and kill people and make the audience really want to see them get what's coming to them. The stellar cast stars Viola Davis as Veronica Rawlings, a Chicago teachers union delegate who must come up with $2 million or suffer the consequences. Michelle Rodriguez as Linda Perelli, a clothing store owner and one of the wives who gets involved. Elizabeth Debicki, who gives a star-making performance here as Alice Gunner, the widow who ends up becoming an escort after the death of her husband. Cynthia Erivo as Belle, a babysitter and beautician that ends up working for Veronica's group. Colin Farrell as Jack Mulligan, a politician who's mixed up in the group's plans. Brian Tyree Henry as Jamal Manning, the politician and former crime boss Veronica's husband stole from. Daniel Kaluuya as Jatami, or Jatam, something like that, Manning, Jamal's brother and enforcer who's way off the deep end. Robert Duvall as Tom Mulligan, Jack's father who's at odds with his son, and Liam Neeson as Harry Rawlings, Veronica's late husband and renowned bank robber. Widows has some highs along with a few lows, but the performances makes it worth a watch. I'm going to give it the rating of do it. All right, well, that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/Westside515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/WestTroopaList. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WestAList. Until next time, Troop out.